Mr. Neugebauer, my name is Maya Chorter and I will be asking you the third question. Property owners care about property value. What do you see as the most important elements of property value? And how do you balance that against the amount and the types of new housing in the city of Greene?
Thank you, Maya. Well, my experience in real estate is it's all about location, location, location. Property values in Greene are very good because we're an excellent location. We're blessed with a lot of amenities here. We have Akron-Canton Airport. We have a foreign trade zone. We have a great park system. We're getting ready to add our 10th park. We have I-77 giving access to Greene. We have excellent schools. So those are the things that have made our properties very valuable and a great place to live. However, there are things that detract from property value, one of which is the Nexus pipeline. And that's why I've been opposed to the Nexus pipeline, and I sponsored legislation to have Nexus relocate that pipeline. Our zoning code addresses the type and amount of new housing that we have in the city. There has been steady growth in residential in our city for quite some time. There hasn't been explosive growth, but there's been steady growth. There's other communities in Greene that went a couple years without building a house, but Greene has always had housing starts every year. Our zoning code addresses where single-family houses can be, but it also addresses where apartments could be, and our code is very careful. I helped draft that in the long-range land use plan in 2003. I helped draft that, and a big part of that plan is keeping the single-family residential areas safe and secure for our residents. And so we have transitional areas where we can do maybe some small offices and some multi-tenant structures, apartments, as you will. But we've really done a good job with our planning in the city to keep those larger units separate from the single-family housing. And so my plan is to keep Greene strong. It's to keep the schools strong. It's to keep our infrastructure in world-class condition, and lead a government that works together to keep our values strong.
Thank you. Mr. France?
Okay, most realtors will tell you that one of the first questions they get from someone who's looking to buy a home is, what's the school system like? So I think that's the number one thing, a good school system, an excellent school system for property value. The second, I think, would be for safety. Everybody wants to have their families safe. Safety services, including police, fire, and EMS. And I also include in that highway maintenance because we live in Northeast Ohio and we have snow 5 months of the year. And so businesses and families want to be able to get out on the street and drive safely to and where they're going. The next one I think would be our parks. People like recreation, people like places to go to have family time, relax, and enjoy. So I think parks is a very big part of that. I think by Greene having the business districts located in certain areas of the city, they're not spotted throughout. And that way we keep the traffic problems in certain areas. Zoning codes certainly work with this. I don't think that you want to have a housing development right next to an industrial plant or something like that. So you need to know where the zoning fits. In our newer neighborhoods, under our codes, the city codes, they're required to have sidewalks, water, and sewer. I think that brings to new people coming into the community, that's what they're looking for. Usually the neighborhoods they came from, they have already had that. Maintaining our older neighborhoods. You want to keep the old stock in good shape. There's a lot of people who's coming and can't afford a $300,000, $200,000 home, so they buy their first home, and that might be a home that's 40 or 50 years old, which would be in one of our older neighborhoods. And so that is important that the city keep those neighborhoods in good conditions.
Thank you. Mr. Neugebauer, you now have a 20-second final word.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that, you know, Greene, in the last 4 years, we've really looked at other housing options, and we think it's important to offer housing for our seniors specifically. We've had a lot of projects, but also for our young professionals, and we think it's important that we establish that housing stock so we can bring in some businesses that looking for that type of housing stock. Thank you.